The show can't start until we crack open a bottle of Revelton. Whether it's their crisp, clean vodka, the bold spice of their rye whiskey, the rich smoothness of bourbon, or the original honey whiskey that started it all, every pour is a taste of craft and passion straight from the heart of Iowa. So pour yourself a drink, settle in, and get ready to relax, laugh, and enjoy the show.
Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Would you like to sample some of my nuts?
You can lift your weights, you can run your miles, but you ain't got what's been earned from trials. It ain't in the gym, ain't in the youth, it's in busting knuckles and hard-lived truth. Back's been sore since 99, but I still stack wood and I'll still outgrind. Call me slow, call me old, but I got hands that could bend pure gold. Ain't about muscle, ain't about speed, it's about the fire when the time calls to lead. You can talk real tough, you can flex real wide, but when it's time to dig in, boys, step aside. Old man strength, built to last, years of work, no need for class. Ain't no quit, ain't no doubt, you don't know tough till you've been worn out. Woke up stiff, but I'll shake it loose. Been swinging these hands since Reagan was news.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Old Man Strength, brought to you by Revelton Distilling Company, the Iowa Beef Steakhouse, Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage, and styled by JJ Boutique, all broadcast from the AKC Andrew Downs Marketing Studio. I am your host, Chris Shipley, joined by my co-host, Tim Johnson. Tim, I appreciate you actually looking like the old man on the podcast. I mean, it's not Aaron. Whenever Aaron co-hosts, he's always got his glasses down. So I appreciate you guys playing the part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just looking at myself in the camera, I realize that I look old and tired, which is I kind of my thing now. So I'm gonna just lean right into it and be as geriatric as possible.
There you go. Hey, I want to ask you a question. You're freshly back to the pod again. Super excited to have you back. Aaron hates the opening song.
I mean, Aaron hates probably anything and everything.
I know. It's
So
dope as hell.
yeah, no, I mean, I obviously it fits. I don't know what he would prefer. But if we can get him some, I don't know, some old timey jazz or something like that, I'm sure he would appreciate that. But no, it absolutely fits. It's great to see how the media for the pod has evolved. So yeah, I'm all in. Plus I'm just all in on anything that makes Aaron not happy. So
And we're officially back. All right. Well, listen, we already got comments in the comment section for our guests, so we should probably just not bore those people. Although I will tell you this, Tim, a friend of mine named Mike Dyer reached out to me and he sends me a message and goes, "Tim's back?"
Oh,
And I go, "Yeah." And he's like, and we talked a little bit. He's like, "Full disclosure, haven't listened for a while. Gonna have to get on some episodes." And then he was like, "Wait, do you still have that? Do you want to sample my nuts still at the beginning?"
I was gonna say, I love that that's still on there. That's perfect.
So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and welcome our guest in here. This guest has, I mean, honestly, just blown up on the scene in the local Des Moines market, and on Facebook and TikTok, and he's all over the place, Instagram, and has done. And you want to talk about, Tim? You talk about how our content has evolved a little bit. The amount of quality stuff that this guy has done in the short time that he's been on online has been phenomenal. So, and it's been kind of an ongoing process to get him on. He finally was able to clear some schedules because the dude is busy. He's working a regular job. He's doing his online content creating. He does reviews for restaurants and things like that. So we are super excited to welcome in tonight Tanner Lloyd. Tanner, what's up?
In there. What's good, gentlemen? How we feeling? How we doing?
Good. Let's muck, right?
Let's muck.
There you go.
already know the drill, Chris. You know the drill.
So Tanner, go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just gonna say, Tanner, I really appreciate having you on. Chris kind of gave you a 5-second intro, but do you want to kind of tell the listeners a little bit about? You obviously have a following here in our comments already, which is awesome. Thank you for bringing some listeners on. But
yeah. You just want a little bit of a background of me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, born and raised Des Moines, Iowa. Obviously lived on the south side, lived on the east side, mostly the east side. Spent most of my time there, obviously creating videos and content while growing up, trying to figure out my niche and figure out what would make me grow. I've done live streaming on Twitch. I've done, obviously YouTube videos and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously 20. How old am I now? Jesus.
20, it's usually 20, the old people on this show, Tanner, that don't know that.
Yeah. 23. 23 years old. Like I said, Des Moines. Spent all my time here, and just trying to make a way and pave a way and put the state on the map while I do it.
Perfect. Gotta love it. Tim and I started this podcast 4 years ago, 5 years ago. No, wait, during COVID, which was 6 years ago. It doesn't seem like that was 6 years ago, for God's sakes. And we started this podcast talking about how we grew up, our dads, the influences that people had on us and things like that. So let's talk a little bit about, you said you grew up in Des Moines, South Side, East Side. Tell a little bit about what it was like growing up as Tanner Lloyd on the East Side.
I'll tell you what, my dad was a crackhead for anything that involved sports, baseball specifically. So I spent a lot of my time actually at Grandview Little League. I played a lot of Little League baseball. Went to East High, played a little bit of baseball there. Long story short, terrible varsity coaching. So I wasn't able to play varsity, but I did play a little bit of baseball there at East. But I would say if you've seen me, you probably seen me at the ball field. That's where I spent majority of my time.
So I coached my son's little league and coached, and they are 22. What year is this? 20, 23, 24. So they're about the same age as you are. I coached in an all-star game at Grandview against the Grandview team. Yeah. We got 10 runned in like 3 innings. You guys take your baseball serious over there, man.
Oh, yes, man. Grandview.
I legit almost got in a fight with opposing coach at the Grandview Fields.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
One of his kids was running down the first line and the first base line, and he kind of ran out of the line to get away from our player that was in the line.
Right.
And the guy goes, "The next time he's in that line, you run him over." And I was like, "Did you just tell your 10-year-old to fucking run this kid over?"
Oh, that might have been. Hey, that might have been my dad.
I was like,
that might have been my dad.
12 runs, for God's sakes! Like, what are we doing? So
that I'm not gonna lie, that could definitely damn well could have been my father. Not gonna lie to you, he definitely would have said that. And then if you would have said anything, you'd have been like,
"Yeah, it kind of went there."
Yeah, that's Grandview. Yeah. Welcome to Grandview.
It was South Side and East Side, so we don't have any manners.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure we can meet in the middle there.
So, so grew up playing baseball, but what kind of got you into kind of where you are today? So go ahead and take that from that little league and high school baseball to where you're at today.
So after going out of high school, Actually, dude, I was knees deep into Walmart. I could have, if you would have asked me in high school what I was going to do for the rest of my life, I was telling you I was going to be a store manager at Walmart.
Oh, wow.
I got a job at Walmart. I don't know what it was. Looking back, it was terrible, but I just loved being at Wally World. Loved the people I worked with. And then after about 4 years of that, I finally got a different job for Frito Lay, and did that for some time. I did that for about a year and a half. I want to say a year and a half of that, and then during that, that's when I was streaming. I was actually streaming on Twitch. Figured out a little niche on there. It's actually called Grand Theft Auto Roleplay. It's like GTA, but a little bit more of a like a hacked version. I don't, Chris, you might be too old for Grand Theft Auto. You know,
I played Grand Theft Auto. I played Grand Theft Auto.
Okay,
You know what
okay,
I did? I
all
let
right.
my 13-year-old. I let my
Grand Theft-
13-year-old play it, and then just beat up a bunch of hookers and get me some. Money.
Okay, get you the cash. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
cash,
okay.
and then I
I think
took
Chris,
over.
you were
Oh.
playing Grand Theft Horse and Buggy. So
Yeah. So basically, it's like a hacked version, modded version of that, and basically, honestly, if I'm being real, it's a pretty easy community to get involved with and grow as a streamer and stuff like that. So honestly, to be real, obviously anybody can do anything, but if you wanted to stream and play GTA, that's definitely do that. But anyways, started making a decent amount of money, was seeing a income that I could just like play video games for the rest of my life, and my mindset was video games and wake up, stream. Before I turn on that stream, though, of course, I would go buy a 12 pack. Okay. And when I bought this 12 pack, I'd go home and stream for 12, 13, God knows how many hours. Obviously, I could feel it just destroying my health. But I was having so much fun because playing video games, like who doesn't want to play video games and make money while they do it? Especially at my age, you know, I was
Right.
fresh out of high school.
Sure.
You know, having fun. Just got my own place all by myself, so me screaming at 3 a.m. didn't bother anybody but the neighbors, and who gives a fuck about them, you know? So, I did that. Finally caught on. Like I was like, honestly, had a deep talk with my dad actually. Emotional thinking about that one, but had a talk with him, and he's like, dude, you're having fun and you're doing amazing. You're making a lot of money, but you're destroying yourself. You're not hanging out with family. You're not seeing your little brothers. You're not doing what you should be doing as a human. I'm
Mhm.
like, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, dad's low key right. Dad's fucking right for once. God damn it.
I got
Dad's
news for you.
right.
Dad's right a lot.
No, get out of here. Get out. No,
The older
dad's
you get,
typically
Dad
right.
gets real
Yeah,
smart.
dad's pretty wise. Dad's pretty
Yeah.
wise. But and I just obviously kind of slowed down on that a little bit. Got a part-time job actually at Hy-Vee. Then was trying to find like a balance. Maybe if I get a job and get out of the house a little bit, it'll teach me, to not be a dumbass while I'm streaming. It didn't. It didn't. So long story short, got back with Frito Lay, and that's currently where I'm at now. Slinging chips, waking up at the butt crack of dawn, getting off at a decent time. Shout out to Frito. They actually pretty much understand what's going on, and they're pretty lenient with what I have, to work with. But yeah, man, just slinging chips and creating content along the way. I would say I picked up content in high school. Probably in middle school, I was creating content, but it was content that had nothing to do with what I do now.
Sure.
And I just tried to figure out ways to grow. And once you find that niche and people actually see that you have a passion for it, honestly, I think anybody could do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that just straight up being jealous, content was not a thing when Chris and I were younger. That wasn't the only time you used that noun was when you were talking what was inside of your cereal box.
Yeah.
we didn't, that wasn't a thing. It wasn't realistic, and I don't think anyone would have paid to watch us play Pac-Man or Space Invaders on our Atari 2600s.
Right.
It certainly
Although-
was.
Although
Oh,
it feels like Fortnite might be the same exact graphics to me.
yeah, that is
Honestly,
true.
yeah, you're spitting. I agree with that.
Yeah, every time my daughter's playing Roblox, I'm like, this feels awfully familiar. This is all very super blocky. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is where we become full circle, where graphics got so good they had to ironically make them bad.
Right.
Right. Tanner, you touched a little bit about the conversation you had with your dad, and I want to ask you to get into that if you're not comfortable with. But I think you should give your dad a little bit of credit here, because I can tell you, growing up, if I would have said to my dad, "Hey, I want to play video games and make money off of it," that just wouldn't have flew with his generation, right? Like I joke a lot about this situation, but I remember calling my dad when I was in college, when I was getting ready to get kicked out for grades, and I was like, I was going to change my major to leisure studies. And I was trying to feed him this bullshit that I was going to change my major to leisure studies. And he got off the phone and he looked at my mom and he goes, "I'll be damned if he's going to be leisure for $2,500 a fucking semester. He can be leisure for free on his fat ass at home. Like, that ain't fucking happening." So
Right.
shout out to your dad that he recognized that you were passionate about it. You were good at it. You could make a living out of it. Maybe there's just a different way to do it.
Yeah, 100%. I would say, I'll be honest, man. My dad is somebody that he's not really a positive guy. He likes to point out everything that you do wrong because he wants to see you do right, right? So as a dad, that's what he does. He just points out what you do wrong. And I would say at first, no. Tim, Chris, I'd be lying to you right now if when I first told him that, I'm like, because I did it for like a year and some change, like a year and a half, and obviously consistent money. And like at first, when I wasn't making that much, he's like, "Dude, you're stupid. You're absolutely dumb." And then I obviously, me being his son, I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna show you proof." So then that next month, I grinded my ass off. I was, streaming all day. Showed him, I think, not to be that guy. I think I showed him like $4,000 check playing video games. It was like 4,000 and some change. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he's
Right.
like, "Oh my god! Like I actually I see what you're doing now. Da da da." Of course, he didn't watch or anything because he thought it was stupid. But what dad wants to watch Grand Theft Auto, online or whatever?
I'm not
But-
watching anybody play a video game. I got to be
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm
But
also not the
I'm telling you
demographic that
right
you're
now,
going
man.
towards.
There is crazy people out there, and they still watch me to this day when I just happen to go live just because I'm bored. There is crazy people out there, man, that they just have money to spend. And if they like your content, and I'm not kidding, it blows my mind. I'm thinking to I had one guy, listen, he spent $10,000 on me alone just because he loved watching what I did every single night.
Wow.
Jeez.
I swear to you, I'm not kidding. So there is crazy people out there, man, that want to see a certain content. And I'm not talking about the weird OnlyFans shit content that, they want to see, there's certain
Tim's over
shit
here
they
making a
just wanna
business
see.
plan right now.
Tim, don't get no ideas over there. Don't be writing this down now.
Old man after dark. I can see it right
Crossing
now.
off. Okay, I will put my shoes back on. Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess who I'm more jealous of someone who's getting paid to play video games or someone who's got $10,000 to blow on watching someone play video games.
I was rethinking my life too. Like how could I get that rich?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it still boggles my mind. Like just the whole idea of Twitch streaming. Like even some of these very, like, there's very derivative YouTube content out there, and I still can't believe the number of people who make a living basically remaking the exact same video that someone else did on YouTube. I do not get how that content works. And I feel very old and dumb and out of touch with all of that. And yeah, a lot of, oh man, if I would have thought about this back at the time, I didn't have any clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like that. You're that man. If I didn't get Tommy John in high school, I would have went
Oh
pro.
yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I would have went pro. I swear to you.
I can throw a football over them their mountains. So,
it is different though as far as the type of content that's out there and what people consume now. Tanner, your stuff you were doing Twitch or whatever. You know, Joe Knapp has chimed in a couple times, and he does hat trick breaks, which is literally him breaking cards open, and people are watching and bidding on these cards.
In
Full disclosure, I don't understand
easy.
a fucking thing about it.
I don't understand a fucking listen.
And the dude
listen.
goes live every week, every day. I get a notification on my phone, and I watch it. I don't know what I'm watching, but
Dude.
dude, he's passionate about it. People love
He
it.
is.
And then I talked to my nephew, and he's like, "Oh, I love that shit. I watch it all the time." So like, I mean, I get it, right? Like Josh the other day, you know what I got Josh for Christmas? My stepson. I got him a ring light and a phone holder because literally he likes to go live on TikTok while he's playing video games. And I was like, if this is what he likes, why would I go spend money on this when I can give him that and he'll turn on the light and he'll enjoy
tell
it?
your son to reach out to me and I can get him a TikTok stream key and he could stream straight from whatever he's playing on instead of streaming from.
Okay, you just blew my fucking mind. I have no fucking idea. But I will do that. Because
Yes.
he will probably know what you're talking about.
Yes, tell him to reach out to
Yeah.
me. We'll get him a TikTok stream key where he can actually physically stream from TikTok like we are right now, like on Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
But obviously, whatever
Got
he
it.
wants to do.
All right. I will do that. Thank you.
Yes.
What age of all-stars did you coach? Jesus, Eddie. I don't know. It was like fuck, I don't know. It was in 2012. So the boys were probably 10, so maybe under 10. You 10?
Probably like 9U maybe.
Yeah, 9U. I don't know. So
Maybe yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm just now. So my daughter is in 5th grade and she was not into like team sports. She does horseback riding. She does downhill skiing. She does, some of those things. But I was really kind of, sounds terrible to say, kind of hoping that she'd miss some of that. Like, I think team sports are really important. I think they're really great. But I also don't like the whole like travel thing, because when I was in 5th grade, you played other teams within your same town in small town Wilton, Iowa. There wasn't all of this like sports. The way youth sports has completely exploded. Boy, I'm really sounding really old this episode. But
You just got back.
yeah,
just got back.
but yeah, and so like I'm having to travel, 2 hours away for a weekend for a basketball tournament for 5th grade girls. It's like a complete it's and some of these kids have been playing forever, and there's a system, and it just it blows my mind that youth sports has become as big of a deal. And so even just the idea of like a U9, like calling that a thing is already weird for me, because it was, in my town, it was you're in and you can move or even if you can't, you're on the team. So it is
You just
crazy.
picked whoever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have played sports. Aaron will joke about that with me because he went to a rival high school of mine. But basically, I wouldn't have played sports if it weren't for the fact that just because I showed up and knew how to put on a jersey that I could do it. But it is crazy that whole world has exploded as it has. I can't believe that anyone would let Chris coach though. I would feel.
I mean, full disclosure, I was an assistant coach because the guy needed somebody extra, and he couldn't stand the rest of the parents. So
That's
that was me.
hilarious.
It was me.
Well, at least you volunteered, Chris.
Yes,
W's in the chats for Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. So fuck you, Tim.
At one of the last tournaments, they had like a ball rebound or return thing, and so they were doing like a round the horn 3-point shooting thing, and the two coaches also did it with the girls, and I was like, boy, these guys don't know how to shoot a basketball at all. But they're giving up a lot of time that I don't want. I'm already having to give up a lot of time. It's like every weekend for 6 months. So hey, more power to them. I'm not going to tell them what to do.
You want to explain this comment, Tanner?
That must have been a typo. I mean, Corey, that had to have been a typo. I don't know if he's drunk at home. He must be sipping what I'm sipping right now, because that's got to be a typo.
All right, let's take a break. We're gonna get a break here, and we're gonna come back. And Tanner, we're gonna talk about what prompted you to do what you're doing now, right? What's inspired that, and how that's evolved, and things like that. So we're gonna come back with Tanner Lloyd from, get this right, TGZ. Is that right? Mucks.
TGZ
I'm
Mucks.
so fucking old. We're gonna talk about where you came up with that, because I don't even know what that means. But oh, look at this. Drinks with Jason on. That's a great thing about small towns. I had no talent, played 3 years of football.
Hey, that a boy.
There you go, Jason. There you go. See,
boy.
you guys have played in the big schools like I did. You'd realize how much you sucked right off the bat.
Usually start varsity, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
You played varsity as an 8th grader.
I played varsity soccer, but that was because soccer wasn't really a thing, and they didn't know they maybe had 5 kids out, so, at that time. All right, we're going to get a word from our sponsors, Revelton Distilling Company, the Iowa Beef Steakhouse, and Styled by JJ Boutique. And then when we come back, we're going to be back with Tanner Lloyd.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
In the heart of Des Moines, one name has stood above the rest: Iowa Beef Steakhouse. Step inside, and you enter a place where tradition still matters, where the atmosphere feels familiar, warm, and unmistakably Iowa. Service isn't rushed. It's personal, attentive, and rooted in genuine care. And before the main event, the freshest start in the city, our signature salad bar, crafted every single day. Then comes the reason people have returned for generations: Iowa beef, hand-seasoned with pride. Guided by flame, forged by heat. This is where flavor becomes legend. Served with the same care it was crafted with, a meal meant to be remembered. And whether the night calls for bold, smooth, or something in between, our bar offers a selection as rich as our history, including the old-fashioned we've become known for: balanced, timeless, unforgettable. And long after the fire cools, the glow of this place stays with you. Iowa Beef Steakhouse, 1201 East Euclid Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa, where Iowa comes for steak, done right.
Okay, well, that's clearly the wrong commercial because it's got no words. Geez, you think I know what I was doing? I got to pull that up. I'll pull it up on the next break. We're back with Tanner Lloyd, along with my co-host Tim Johnson. Tanner, you ever been to the Iowa Beef Steakhouse before?
I've been there many years ago. Yes, I believe I have. Was I nearly into food as I am now? No. So
we may have to.
I need to run it back.
I do like that they say balanced, timeless, unforgettable, and then Chris immediately appears on screen, because those are our 3 adjectives I don't think I've ever used to describe.
Chris, can you admit real quick for everybody that was water?
No, that was their old fashioned they made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Are
yeah.
you an old fashioned guy?
I am. I've gotten into the whiskey probably the last 3 years since Rebelton and Rob has come on. I've gotten really into whiskey and bourbon. So haven't quite hit the Scotch level yet. Not sure I can do that yet, but
Yeah.
but yeah, absolutely.
I had a roommate in
I'm a real
college.
man. I'm a real boy.
I had a roommate in college that was really into Scotch, and I remember the first time I was like, "Yeah, go ahead and pour me one," and it felt like literally like there's this scene from Scrubs where JD takes a sip and Dr. Cox says, "You don't drink Scotch," and he just spits it right back into the glass. And that's exactly what it was. Now I've since grown to appreciate Scotch, but whatever that was, 20-year-old me did not fully understand it.
I don't think I could. I got Crown Apple right here, and I think that's the furthest I'd go. I don't get me wrong. I would try some other whiskeys, but I don't think I could. I couldn't try Scotch.
No.
What's your go-to Scotch, Tim?
I don't know that I have a go-to.
Scotch sucks.
Even that's how you know it's
Right,
ass.
if Jason
gentlemen.
doesn't like it,
That's how you know it's ass.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a go-to. I don't even know that I have a go-to whiskey anymore. I was drinking some Bullet last night. I've definitely gone a little bit more into cocktails as of late rather than going with just single call spirits, but I had an old fashioned last night as well. It's definitely something that's found its way into my repertoire.
Those will make you man up quick.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man, but them things just put me on my ass. No matter where I go, it doesn't matter who makes it. Just
for the longest time, I was on a Manhattan kick. I was doing those constantly, but I don't know. I think I got sick of the vermouth. So I don't know. It varies.
There you go. He loves everything. Jason loves everything. So if he hates it, that's all you need to know.
Don't drink it.
I had I actually over the holiday break had a local brand of a brandy it's called a never mind. Fuck. I'm so old. My monks. Brandy something. I don't know. Brandy Alexander. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. It wasn't bad. All right, nobody wants to listen to us fucking banter around about what
listen to us alcoholics. I mean, call us an AA meeting. Somebody.
I got it. Jason's the Brandy Alexander by Monks is really good stuff. So, okay, Tanner, what is this word and what does it mean?
What word?
TGZ Mucks. Where did this come up with?
So actually, I was just earlier today. It's funny that you asked this on the podcast today. Earlier today. I was in Norwalk filming a little sneak peek of Egg King today, and one of the owners of Egg King asked me today. He goes, "What do you mean by muck?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a shortened word for mukbang. Do you know what that is, Chris? Tim?"
That I am familiar with.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Tanner, I don't know if you've watched a show before, but I don't know shit about it.
So hold on. Let me, just because I want to get my facts straight, and I don't want to say anything that is wrong. Give me a second. I believe it's a Korean. Yes. Okay. So it's a South Korean word that basically means eating food while live streaming or recording. And basically, mukbang, I was like, okay, mukbang's obviously kind of what I'm doing. I was like, how could I shorten that up, make it my own, and kind of, make it kind of like a brand thing? Sure enough, Let's Muck, or no, I think I started with Let's Get to Muckin'. I'm almost positive that's what I started. Let's Get to Muckin', I think is what it started with. And then it led to or maybe it was Let's Eat, and then Let's Get to Muckin'. I don't know. But anyways, I was like, one day I'm like, let's muck. And it just fucking, I don't know what it is. It just really rolled off the tongue. And a lot of people, when people see me in public, I'm known as the Let's Muck guy. It's not Tanner Lloyd, not TGZ or anything. It's the Let's Muck guy. So, I mean, that's kind of was the goal, to be honest with you.
Well, and it works to shorten it like that because you're not doing kind of the more traditional mukbang type of stuff, which is just people like gluttonously eating, right? Like,
Right.
right. You're not just sitting there stuffing. You are eating on camera, but you're not just sitting there doing.
I'm not eating unhealthy amounts of food. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand is when I go into these joints and when I go into these places to film, I'm typically taking like the burger tour is a little bit different because it's only 2 burgers. So like I could fucking smash one of those burgers with my eyes closed, no problem. Like the restaurants that, I do like 5 different dishes. I'd be damned if I'm going to eat 5 dishes right there at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I typically take a bite of each and then see ya. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it for leftovers, or I got a roommate that is a garbage disposal. He'll eat it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful with that. You could very easily balloon up very quick, and
yes,
yeah, right. I mean, you
Yes.
talked about having an unhealthy lifestyle before. You could very easily trade it for a new unhealthy.
Just a different way. Yeah, just go. Fuck alcohol. Let's just eat all fucking day. Yeah,
Right.
No,
I could do
definitely
that.
see.
I could.
I could do that.
I did do that at one point in my life. I read somewhere that the guy that did Man versus Food, like A, he had to quit that show because it was so unhealthy. But B, he would walk after he would film those episodes. He would walk on the treadmill for an hour to like help digest and move things around because it was that
Fuck,
bad.
he's gonna have to do more than that with the food he was eating.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck,
well,
he's
he
gonna have to run a triathlon once a day.
yeah, that was serious. And I'm guessing TGZ was your screen name or your Twitch.
Okay,
name?
yeah. Oh, my bad. I should have.
No, I'm
talked
just.
about that one.
Listen.
TGZ is. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I just want to point out. Am I right that was your handle on Twitch or whatever it was called?
Yeah, TGZ. Yes.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah. See,
Yes.
I
See,
knew
you do
it.
know what you're talking about
I
a
know
little
what I'm
bit. You're not
talking about.
that old, but you're old.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
No, I'm just kidding, Chris. You know I
no,
got.
I'm marking it right now. I'm putting that's a promo.
No. So honestly, TGZ just came from Tanner is my first name, obviously. James is my middle name. So I just put my nickname. Some people call me TJ. So I just put TJ together, and then I was like, what's a little catchy, ending? And I was like, easy, TGZ, and then it just sure enough, it
Sure.
don't get me wrong though. I'm glad I'm not known as TGZ. I am known as TGZ, but like I almost sound like a rapper.
You do.
You do.
You know?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
And just say let's muck, I don't want to be
There you
known as
go.
the next upcoming artist, because it does sound like that.
Sadie, my answer is yes. That does make you a terrible person that you've never heard of Old Man Strength until you saw T's post. So
True.
you can rectify that by subscribing
True.
to our channel. How dare you? So
I haven't
Zach
heard
said
that
you're
name in a
literally in his
while.
phone as TGZ. So.
Let's go, Z Dog. That's that. Hey, Chris, Tim, that's a guy that you might want on the podcast. That guy, that guy is guying right now. Him and his wife actually just started a mocktail business called Pesce, and
Really?
basically he I think he has like type 9 diabetes or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like not literally type 9. I don't know what type it is. That's why I said that. But
Type 9.
he's got diabetes, and he started just came up with this idea with him and his wife, who's a dietitian, and basically they came out with a mocktail business. I'm not kidding you. If you guys don't want to drink and you guys just want to relax and just chill, they got a sleep one, they got an energy one, and they got a relax one. I definitely recommend
Type
Pesce.
1. All right, Zach, reach
definitely
out to me.
recommend
I'd love to get your contact information. So
Type 1.
well, that leads into the question then, Tanner. So you're talking about Zach and how they started. You're running Twitch, you're Insta twitching, whatever that is. Sorry, it was a bad attempt at humor.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
What makes you decide, like, what was your first video and what made you decide to do something like this?
So, oh god, my first video. I don't even really want to bring that up.
Oh no, we're talking about it.
So my first video, the trend on TikTok when I first started this whole entire thing was doing a mukbang, but you did it from your car, right? You picked up the food, you did it in your car, and honestly, it was fast food trends. You know, snack wraps just came out, or came out. KFC was So
Yep.
basically, I was Tim. Back to what you were saying, I was going down that route of like low key destroying my body but trying to make content, right? Obviously, I caught on to that quick, which was why I tried to figure out a way to explain, but we'll get to that. So I was doing the fast food trends, just trying to find a way. Don't get me wrong, I was getting a decent amount of views, getting a decent amount of followers, but nothing that was motivating to keep doing these trends. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that was like, oh, sparkling to the eye. So one day I just got a random idea. I was like, or no, actually, backtrack. We went to the farmers market downtown. We went to the farmers market downtown. We went to some local vendors and recorded ourselves while we did it, and made it actually a really great video that did numbers, right? And that's when I first was enlightened, like, wow, like Iowa really does show love. Even if it doesn't seem like it, Iowa does. They show love to their content creators as long as you're putting out effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got this idea. I hit up my buddy who shout out Chester Pishney. I don't know if he's still in here, but he works. He was close with B&B Market on the south side of Des Moines.
Yep. Been there many
Basically,
times.
yeah, absolutely. Brooks and his people are great people.
Yep.
And he had was like, we should go do a video at B&B Market. It's like, I'll get you with Brooks. Obviously you already know Brooks, but we'll get you in there with Brooks. We'll get him to talk about exactly what's going on, and people will feel more like hands-on with what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I was like, fuck it. You know what? Let's do it. This farmer's market did, almost 50,000 views, and we didn't think it would. I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. We went to B&B Market, filmed a video. Sure enough, Brooks was talking about the sandwiches. Brooks and his team whipped up some fire food for us. We talked about it on camera, talked about what B&B is, what they have to offer. And I'm not shitting you. I remember sitting on Chester's couch. I uploaded the video, and within, I think it was an hour, it was at like 10,000 views.
That's
in
crazy.
in an hour. And I'm like, holy shit, like people actually enjoy this. Like, I was reaching out to all these restaurants, like, look at me, like we can do something for you, while it's helping me, like it's kind of like a you grow, we all grow. And that's exactly what I was aiming for when I started doing this. And so we reached out to Tamiya and Sons. Mind you, my dad has some history with Tamiya and Sons, so of course I know Mario and his team over there.
Yep.
We did that, filmed a great video there. I think what I need to get back involved with is getting them owners involved, because there's a lot of viewers, they really like that. And we got Mario involved with the video. He talked about exactly what was going on, the dishes that were in it, or the ingredients that were in it and whatnot, what's all in it. Uploaded that video. Shout out to Chet again at Chet's house, sitting on the couch. 1 hour goes by, 20,000 views. Let's refresh it. 2 hours later, 30,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I just found my niche. Like people really like to watch this, So then that's when I just kind of just ran with it, man. I just reached out to every local restaurant that I thought was putting out good food, good dishes, good hospitality. And then sure enough, it got to the point where I wasn't reaching out to nobody. People were reaching out to me.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of it too.
When did you first start that? When was your first one that you?
My first video, Like new style or old style?
Yeah, the new style. So like when you did the farmers market and then you went up back to your buddy's house and did that first one.
So that was right when the farmers market started. So
So
that would have
this
been
year though, right?
2025. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a matter of, I mean, it hasn't even been a year yet of doing the new style content. And if that doesn't tell you what the state of Iowa does to support their content creators, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing, and you mentioned it, that is really, really great is it's one thing to sit there and get your crunch wrap or your chicken fries or any of those things, but Burger King and Taco Bell, they don't need the exposure from you.
Exactly.
Right. And but
You're
you're
preaching.
actually
You're preaching.
you're getting more community connected, and there's kind of the trope of the influencer giving people exposure and those types of things, but you're not just doing that by just taking a picture and posting it on Instagram and saying this is all these likes equal something. You're actually having a conversation with the people that are there. You're actually asking about what's going into dishes. You're actually it's a lot more about, it's not just you're seen at a place, it's that you're actually giving them a seat at the table with all of this, which I
Yes,
think is
right.
is what's so unique
Right.
and makes that a lot better. So yeah, I mean, I think that's just fantastic.
Yeah, the culture and the history is definitely huge, especially when it comes to fucking Iowa, man. We have so many history that nobody knows about that just I think people should know about. Especially with there's some restaurants that have been around for so freaking long, man. You wouldn't even know how long they've been around because they just been around. You know what I'm saying? They're just still
Yeah.
popping to this day. You would have never guessed. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. Spreading local love.
Well, and that's kind of what I think spurred the conversation to get you on was I don't want to say you took some heat, but somebody called in and asked, or somebody asked you why you don't sometimes go negative. I don't know. I'm not sure that's the way to put it, right? But there were some questions about, are you authentic in your reviews, right? You
Yes.
never seem to have a bad opinion about something or whatever else. And I thought your response was spot on. It was like, why would I do that? I'm trying to go out and highlight local business and small business and local restaurants. It costs nothing to be kind, right?
Right. So the biggest thing, like that is a good thing that you brought up. At the end of the day, having a platform, not only a platform, but a platform that influences, I think is the biggest thing that you have to take into consideration when being in my seat. And the only reason I say that is because, you know, when I go to these spots and I go to these places, there is absolutely dishes that are fucking terrible. There is dishes that are absolutely ass. Would I say that to them? In a more respectful way. Absolutely. Would I post that on social media? No. What's the
Right.
point?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody that I know comes up to me and was like, "Hey, man, you went to blah blah blah. What else did you try? Did you enjoy it all?" Sure, I'm going to tell that one person, "Hey, I went to such and such, but I wouldn't recommend da 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 da." You know.
Mhm.
But why would I go on social media and say all these negative things about a restaurant that is trying to do the same thing that I'm doing, grow and prosper, when there seriously is no point? There's no point
Right.
besides spreading negativity, and it absolutely makes no sense. So that's why when I have shout out to Dylan. I don't know if Dylan's in the chat, but my old filmer, dude, even my new guy, Bubba, absolutely. Shout out to both of them, man. I would not be here without either of them, by the way. They know that I try terrible dishes, and they know that I'm not going to put that into the videos because,
Right.
again, at the end of the day, I'm no Portnoy. At the end of the day, I'm Tanner Lloyd. I'm TGZ Mucks. And if you don't like the content I create, don't watch. If you want to watch somebody bash on local restaurants and say how something's trash, you're watching the wrong guy. That's not what I'm here for.
You can go to the Des Moines Facebook food group
Yeah, go to Des Moines. Yeah, that
or any
food
Reddit
reviews
screen
page. Yeah,
or
exactly.
Reddit, any Reddit stream.
Yes, go to Yelp. You
Yeah.
know, something.
I think there were years of people doing like, thinking that they're a food critic, right? And they're really doing a review. Whereas you're, to put it into terms for people like more around our age, Chris, it's more like the travel channel, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just going and featuring these things. You're not necessarily trying to. So to even call you a reviewer, I feel like almost doesn't.
That's disingenuous.
Yeah, it doesn't adequately describe
Yeah.
what you do, because really, I think what I see with your content is it's more highlighting. Back when
Yeah,
the travel channel and the learning channel were actually showing things that mattered about those things.
and I'd be lying. I'd be lying if my team and I did not discuss multiple times. Should we take ratings out of videos? Should we stop bringing up numbers and just say that the dish is good, or the dish is okay, or the dish is all right, or it's terrible? Again, we wouldn't put that in a video, but you know, we seriously have contemplated multiple times. Do we take out numbers? Do we just stop rating dishes and
Yeah.
just go more? This is good. This is great. This is excellent. And I don't think that would. When people watch my videos, they have something to look forward to at the end of every single dish, a
Right.
number. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think if we took those numbers out, they're not going to look forward to that review of honesty. They're just going to be like, "Oh, he's going to say it's good. He's not going to actually, rate it."
Well, I think
You
part
know?
of the fun is to go after you go to some place and then I get to try that dish. Do I think
Yes.
do I think it's an 8.5? Holy shit, this guy was way off. It's a fucking 6 or or
Right.
whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, that's the beauty of what you're doing is driving people to these restaurants. If you just tell me it's good, I may not, okay, whatever. But if you're telling me that sandwich was a 9.5, okay, well now I got to figure it out for myself, right?
Right.
I got to see for myself.
I got to go try that. Yeah, 100%.
No, I on a smaller scale, Tim and I and Aaron, when we started Three Beards Media, was kind of the same thing. We wanted to, well, specifically when Tim and I started this podcast, we initially were going to do this podcast, and what was it going to be, Tim? Old man yells at cloud, and we were just going to bitch about shit all day long. And my wife pulled me aside and she goes, "You know what? There's so much negativity online all the time. Why don't you try to do something positive?"
Mm-hmm.
So then that was when Tim and I made a pivot and decided we were going to make this podcast about meeting people and talking about our dads and how great those things were and what we did as dads. And that's just kind of evolved. And then we moved into a space where we had a guest on, and we'll come to this segment later. We had a guest on that basically told us to shut the fuck up. And we thought it was so funny that we were like, we should make that a regular segment. And she's like, "Well, how much do you want to pay? I'll pay to do that." And I said, no, let's do this. Let's invite our listeners to donate to charity every week that we have that. And the segment is kind of sponsored that way. Right. And that was what we decided to do as Three Beards Media is we give money back from our sponsors and events that we do online. And we give a lot of money back to charity because we could either get on here and bitch and moan like everybody else. And let's be honest, our views would probably be gigantic.
Yes.
Right.
There's a lot of fiends for that negativity, man.
Or
there really is.
We can be positive and have some fun and make a difference a little bit, and that's what we've chosen to do.
Yeah. Don't tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you do like. I think that's really
Right.
a lot more interesting to me anyway. And like Chris said, it invites and encourages people, invites people to the table and encourages them to try something new, right? I mean, because if all I'm saying is this sucks, that sucks, people are just going to avoid it and they're not going to get new experiences. They're just going to continue to drive even more insular.
Right. And at the end of the day, this world's full of opinions.
Yeah. Well, and so you mentioned kind of Iowa and the Des Moines area, being sort of this underrated gem with a lot of history. And I think a lot of people, even within central Iowa, kind of sort of think of Iowa as this generic kind of monolithic acultural thing, and whereas you've gone to so many different places with so many different styles and so many different backgrounds and so many different approaches. I think just encouraging people to go try a new style of food that they hadn't ever even thought of. I mean, I grew up in small town Iowa, so there are a lot of things that I didn't, a lot of styles of food that I did not even know existed until I got out of there, right? And so even even someone who might be in one of Des Moines' more bedroom communities that is commonly going to some of the more stereotypical restaurants for them to be able to say, okay, you know what, I will go ahead and travel 20 minutes to go try something new rather than just staying within that 5-minute area. I think that's fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, we got to take another break. Tim, I'll let you come up with the Kyle Lehman Wintrust Mortgage of the question of the pod. Tanner, what this is this is a sponsored segment. So Tim will ask you a question. We'll ask you to think about the answer while we play the ad from Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. And then when we come back, we'll get your answer.
Perfect.
So, Tanner, my question for you is, what would be your you were just talking about not being negative, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull something up. It's the stereotypical death row last meal. I want to know what you are going to have as your last meal. Say you are very obviously wrongfully convicted, but in our crooked justice system, you're going anyway. Last meal. Give it a second, think about it, and we'll get your answer after a word from our sponsor.
Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
Gentlemen, let's be honest. Finding the perfect gift for your wife or girlfriend isn't always easy. You want something thoughtful, stylish, and unique. And that's exactly what you'll find at Styled by JJ Boutique. Julia Bradshaw and her team strive to be your go-to boutique for casual, boho, and chic clothing and accessories, helping women elevate their style one piece at a time. Located right here in Johnston, Iowa, Styled by JJ brings trendy, high-quality fashion that boosts confidence without breaking the bank. So, if you're looking for a gift that says, I get you, instead of I tried, head to Styled by JJ Boutique. Because nothing makes her smile like feeling beautiful. Styled by JJ Boutique, where style meets confidence. Visit our Johnston location or shop online at styledbyjjboutique.com.
Hey, I found the right ad. So,
Attaboy. Attaboy. Somebody get this guy a raise.
yeah, right? Yeah.
So,
right.
yes, yeah, Tanner.
Well,
Death row meal.
Yeah.
death row meal. I know I'm a big local guy, okay, but I ain't gonna lie. My death row meal is going to be a Chipotle bowl.
Really?
I was not prepared
Wow,
for that.
I was not ready for that one either.
Especially considering that's the subpar one compared to Pancheros.
I'm being so. I'm probably picking a Chipotle bowl. Give me extra rice, extra chicken, some queso, some salsa verde, some corn, some cheese, some sour cream. I'm going ham.
I am shocked.
As soon as I take that last bite, you can just blow my brains out. I'll be happy.
I assumed it was just so that you would get all bloated and gassy and explode when they try to electrocute you.
No.
Yeah, that's one last.
Yeah, that's one of my close homies.
Chester
I
said you
eat Chipotle
every day.
Typically,
Really?
yes. Fun fact: if I'm not mucking, I'm eating Chipotle.
That's I might be stunned. 3 times the amount of rice. You eat that much rice?
Yes. Triple rice. See, he knows. Triple rice. Well, listen, I don't think you guys might be a little too old to know. But just so you know, listen, hear me out. You can get extra rice and extra sides at Chipotle for no cost. So why wouldn't I get triple rice?
Because
You know what I'm saying?
because it's already enough that I'm going to be uncomfortable.
No,
in
you
the
eat half. You eat half right then. You put the other half in the fridge and eat another Chipotle bowl that night.
Given their
Because he
history
doesn't
with
have the
foodborne
digestive-
illness when it's fresh, I don't know how much I feel about doing that later.
So, Chipotle hater, got it. Tim's a Chipotle hater.
I'm not a Chipotle hater. I have had Chipotle, I don't know, here fairly recently within the last month or so. I'm not a hater. It's just not, it would not be my death row meal. I guess I'll put it that way.
No, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm just more shocked that it's not Pancheros. That's what I'm more shocked about. Because if you're giving me a choice between Pancheros and Chipotle, I'm picking Pancheros 10 out of 10 times.
Depends
Tanner
how
looks
drunk
like
I
he
am.
wants to shoot me.
No, it depends how drunk I am.
I
not-
missed when Pancheros left Campus Town, Chris, and then became at Mickey's. I think it became a bar, but it was a Pancheros in
And
there.
this
And
is a serious debate.
very uncomfortable.
It is. It's legit a serious debate. You're right.
If I had queso, Pancheros. All overall, Chipotle.
Interesting.
I don't care for their cilantro lime rice at Chipotle. Which again, when you said 3 times the amount of rice, I was like, that's just 3 times more of the stuff that I don't care for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you were thinking about it a little bit of a different way than I was, for sure.
We've got some comments. Obviously, you'll be disappointed to know I've never had Chipotle. Sammy Hope, I'm assuming you know her.
That's my sister.
And Eddie says Subway's better than both. Now Eddie's gonna get kicked off.
Yeah.
If he keeps saying silly shit like that,
Yeah.
we're gonna block his comments.
That's a homeless dude I met. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's kind of weird.
I have had Subway once in like the last 10 years, and it was like 2 months ago. Small town basketball tournament my daughter was in. It was like the only restaurant that was available, and even then, it tasted a lot like regret.
Your asshole was too, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, I am not Subway. There's just so many better sandwich shops, like not even just locally, like but even chains. Like I will do a Jersey Mike's or a Firehouse 10 times more than I'll do a Subway, but that's because I like myself.
Oh, hold on, let me add that. Okay, Tim is a vegan.
So I'd be remiss if we're talking food here that I did not give you a recommendation. There is another person on this network that hosts a show called In the Side of the Storm. It is a former football player for Iowa State named Brent Curvey, who has opened up he opened a restaurant probably 12 years ago. It's called Coach's Kolaches. If you have not tried it, I would suggest that you try it.
Where's it at?
It's in Urbandale.
Okay.
I can get you connected to him, but they are legit the best breakfast that I've had, and he does barbecue on the weekends as well. So
yeah, definitely, I need that contact.
Yeah, so we'll get you connected to him. All right, we're on our last segment. This is our famous "Shut the Fuck Up" segment, where Tim and I shut the fuck up, and Tanner, you are allowed to say whatever you want with no repercussions. Tim and I cannot interrupt you. You can talk shit about Tim if you want. I encourage that actually on this show. You can talk shit about your Yankees, even though I can't stand them. I'm under the impression you're a Packers fan as well. Is that correct? So we're probably going to end the pod early to get you fuck off here because you just went down 100 points for me. You and Drinks with Jason can go fuck.
Where are you? Are you a Bears fan?
I'm 100% a Bears.
Wait, hold on.
fan.
Isn't this the shut the fuck up segment?
No, not yet. I haven't played the fucking shit yet. Just shut up. Once I play the fucking ad, then you can tell me to shut the fuck up. Until then, we're going to talk about for the next 20 minutes how great
Yes,
Caleb
sir.
Williams is.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's
Wait,
settle
I haven't
down.
looked at the comments, but I'll bet you this is Jason. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. So what this segment is we will invite people to donate to the Young Women's Resource Center. It is a charity that we have asked people to donate to. They do a wonderful job for young women in the state of Iowa. So Tanner, the way this works is we will get a word from Steph Copley, who was the guest on here that told us to shut the fuck up. And then when we come back, Tim and I can't say a word and you can say whatever you want.
Hey everybody, it's Steph Copley, the woman behind the STFU segment on the Old Man Strength podcast. When I told the guys I wanted to sponsor this segment, they recommended that I make a charitable donation instead, so that's what I did. I chose the Young Women's Resource Center in Des Moines, Iowa. They're a nonprofit that supports, educates, and advocates for girls and young women ages 10 to 24. Their whole goal is to make sure that these young women become strong, self-confident, and successful. And if you know me at all, you know that aligns with my goals as well. If you're interested and would like to donate, check them out at ywrc.org and donate today. And remember, don't forget to STFU and listen every once in a while. Thanks.
Wow, that was very blunt and very to the point. I like that chick. That chick's legit, whoever she is. Honestly, I don't really have much to say besides, honestly, thank you guys very much for having me on the podcast. Truly was a step out of my comfort zone, which is why it took me so long to get back to you and confirm this, to be honest with you, man. A little step out of my comfort zone, but I'll tell you right now, I had a blast with you guys. So I appreciate you for reaching out to me and taking the time to talk to me and learn about me. And I know you have to shut the fuck up right now, but yeah, thank you guys very much for having me. I do appreciate it. You guys can talk now.
No, we really appreciate.
Let's talk about how much Green Bay sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
funny. We
We'll
really
see you in the
appreciate
first round.
having you on. Yeah, boy, I really can't agree with either of you guys. But no, we appreciate having you on, and you would not know this is out of your comfort zone at all. This seems right up your alley. Maybe there's not a video game to talk about or food to talk about, but it seems like you've done a billion of these. So, Alex, how about those Chiefs? Yeah, how about them? They're a thing. They're a team that exists.
Yeah.
Out of all of the teams in the NFL, they are certainly one of them.
Yes, they are.
This guy, a Lions fan. They come out once every 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, Tanner, we really do appreciate having you on. We'll have to find some time where maybe we can, Chris, it's been a while since we've done a live segment. Maybe we'll have to find some time where we get him down to Revelton and he can do his thing from there as well.
Yeah, we'll get you into
that'd be
get
sick.
you and drinks with Jason down at Revelton.
That'd be sick nasty. Actually, we need to. Actually, I'm getting a little sneak peek. If anybody's watching, here you go. I'm gonna get Jason in on an episode of the Burger Tour.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
So
that'd be great.
Me and Jason are going to get our fat asses eaten here soon, and get an episode with an alcoholic and a fat ass. What could go wrong?
Dude, sounds fucking amazing. Sounds like Tim and I, only we're just not famous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I very much resemble that. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. It'd be fun to go ahead and share that and share a little bit of our world with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to hear your guys' story, obviously a little bit deeper when it's not all about me. And
yeah, be great.
Sip some Revelton and learn some more.
Sounds dope. We'll get all the listeners down there. Your friends, Jason's friends. I think he's got like 7. Maybe get them down there. Listen, before we get out of here, since we have such a captive audience, we have a brand new show that's launching tonight at 7:30. It is actually by Julia Bradshaw from Styled at JJ Boutique. Tim, we're going a little out of our comfort zone here. We're letting the women take over. It's gonna be classy. It's gonna be high class.
It's gonna be
The
smarter.
show is called Fashion and the Shit Show Diaries. But let me tell you, look at this setup that she's got. I don't know where she's getting the setup at, but look at the setup she's got going on over here.
Oh,
for her show.
Holy
We're
shit.
just doing like from our basement. She converted a room for her podcast.
Well, Chris, you have a, what'd you do? Steal your wife's shower curtain?
Motherfucker. Newsflash, it's not the first time somebody thought that was a fucking shower curtain. Okay,
Yeah,
I love you, Chris. You know I fucking love you. If I don't like you, I don't give you shit.
No,
okay?
that's pretty funny. I'll take it. Anyways, Julia is classing up the joint here. So join her 7:30, her and her co-host Ann. And unfortunately, she asked me to be her first guest. So if you want to listen to me again, but actually we're going to talk about the birth of Three Beards Media and where that came from as well. So, and we're going to learn about Julia's podcast. So can't wait to see that. Super excited to have her on. Of course, we've had some great guests this week. We had Coach Jim Walden for Iowa State on the Tracking of the Storm podcast last night. Hawk's Eye View will go on Wednesday. Billy and Willie's workshop goes live again tomorrow night, so you don't want to miss that. Tune in about 30 minutes in because that's when they start to talk about inappropriate things. So
the best part.
And makes it uncomfortable 100%. So Tanner, Lloyd, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Tim, thank you so much for co-hosting with me tonight. And we are out of here.
Old man strength, built to last. Try to break me, you won't get past. Ain't no quit, ain't no doubt. You don't know tough till you've been worn out. One day, kid, you'll understand.